Are we live? As long as I don't see it, we're not live.
Hello everybody, I can see it.
No, è tutto in ritardo, mo. Lascia questo.
Ciao?
No, it.
No?
Welcome
Dear
to
Apocalypse.
the. Welcome, dear Apocalypse, and I welcome Chiara and Matteo from VDPictures.
Thanks for having us.
Wow.
And we
one
have
applause in the chat.
and we have
Nice,
Klaus,
thanks.
we have P, and we have me, and
Pete
we don't
Stiffwood.
have the jacket, and we don't have Zinnik tonight. And today's overall topic will be politics and why rainbow are important in music videos. Is it me?
Yes.
Yep.
Maybe.
Is it me? No.
I threw my phone away.
All right. No, today's topic is the Viva Vendetta video, of course, because VDPictures are not only responsible for that one, also for some. And I actually tried to remember the number today, but I couldn't. Do you?
69.
Okay.
Not prepared. Over 20 for sure.
Of course, yeah.
Somewhere in between 20 and 25.
Yeah.
I think there will be people watching the stream that might put the actual number in the chat. And there's also like you need to decide how you count it, because for some videos like the Ruins one, you only did like the post-production, but you didn't shoot it. But it, so
everything counts, including the tip, Chris. It's always the same rule.
So finally we're live.
I just got it. Oh, fuck.
Yay.
We are live.
All right, so let's get into conversation, right?
Yeah, Klaus will be our moderator again.
Our conversation master.
Yeah.
Red Dragon says 23, by the way.
But we hope that you people have the right questions that we can answer all about Viva Vendetta.
Yeah, there's the first Viva Vendetta related question. It's how is the kitten doing?
Oh, he's adorable.
Let's just talk about cats for 2 hours.
It's
I'm fine with it.
Same.
The kitten is doing very fine. Just 5 minutes ago, I had him here. Showed it to the guys. I think it's a he. I spot some tiny balls down there.
Is there a little peen?
No, not yet. But at least there's only like whatever. I don't want to go to detail. It looks kind of male.
One thing to remember for the chat is to make sure your question gets seen by our Twitch bitch NASA. Put @official Lord of the Lost so that we can answer it. To make sure that we can answer it, and so on. And please don't ask when we will play where and in whatever city, because if we know, you know. Okay? So yeah, Viva Vendetta. Yeehaw.
Yeah, and there's the next question about the kitten.
Ed Chris, can you increase your volume a bit, please?
Yeah, I try. I need to apologize. I wanted to go to the studio and do the stream from there, like with a nice microphone and stuff. But somehow the center of the city in Hamburg was so fucking full. No, I actually cannot. Wait. I just have the internal microphone here, and I can't gain it here for some reason. I'm sorry, NASA. Should I speak louder? Is that fine?
For me, it's good that way. Yeah.
I'm already bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I'm trying to figure out the audio here. Maybe you can just
We can talk.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, no kitten questions. How did you get your inspiration for the Viva Vendetta video?
I don't know how. I mean, you can't explain how you get inspiration for the most part, but I know when we got the inspiration. It was on our way. I mean, I can talk for Chris and myself here. I don't know if you got it at that point, Chris, but we talked about the video for the first time on our way back from the Priest video shoot. in August 2020, I think.
Yes, I actually don't remember where it was coming from. I think it was just related to the sound of the song, like how the song begins with the acoustic guitar and the voice. Already in the studio, it gave me some kind of country-ish feeling, and I always saw some, I don't know, some sinister cowboy people walking around in some foggy, weird kind of city, and some tumbleweed, of course. And began, and because it's not only this video was like, not we didn't only talk about the idea of this video on that priest video shoot, we also talked about the idea for our Christmas video. So we kind of like, we were in the middle of shooting a video and started to conceiving the others, but actually it was just picturing stuff. And I'm pretty sure you, like artists, totally can relate to this. I talked to Matteo about this a lot. Like when he writes music, that sometimes he also writes music with pictures in his head. Like, Matteo, did you already, when you write music, sometimes do you come up with the video idea like initially when you're writing the song?
It happens, yeah, it happens. But actually not that often. But yeah, sometimes it happens. It's a process. I mean, it's like lyrics, not at all, but a picture, a scenery, absolutely yes.
So what do you guys think of when we approached you with the idea like, hey, Lord of Lost are gonna make a cowboy video?
Oh fuck yes! I was like, yeah. I mean, I think we never did a
Nope.
all Western video.
Nope.
So I fucking love it. It's a part of the Italian cinema movies history.
We have actually
Both in-
documented on different like film sets in Western style around Europe because we've always wanted to shoot a video in that style. So
Yeah,
we
like
were checking opportunities.
There is a really cool one in Spain that
Yeah.
has been used many times by like 70s, 60s Western directors. And yeah, it was a great idea. It was a great idea and super inspiring, like always with you guys. Almost always.
It actually wasn't that almost always. Yeah, thank you very much. I can give that back.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's normal. I mean,
actually, it wasn't so easy to find like a good location for it that it's actually like that we could afford.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I
it's
know
extremely expensive. Yeah,
there are Western parks or like film studios, outdoor film studios that do
Mhm.
it, like the one in Babelsberg.
yeah, that's an amazing one, but it's extremely expensive. We got in touch once for that.
Yeah, it's extremely expensive.
Yeah.
And some people already recognized in the comments. I kind of stumbled over this video by Saltatio Mortis and Tanzwood.
Tanzwood.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, this just looks like the place we need. So I called Teufel from Tanzwood, and yeah, he gave me the contact, and that's it. And it was you guys out there, you need to imagine you're like somewhere not in the center of Berlin. It's in Spandau. It's kind of like on the outer circle. And it's in this area where you only have like industrial buildings and supermarkets and cars, car sellers,
Jeans.
and a gym and Burger King and whatever. And then there's suddenly this big entry made of, you see the entry in the video actually, made of wood, everything. And you're like, what's that? And it says Cowboy Club, Old Texas. So then it opens, and on the size of 1 or 2 soccer fields, you have this super detailed and lovely made little town, which is
and when you close the gates, you can pretty much forget about the McDonald's, the Burger King out there. I mean, you're okay. You can see some stuff. You can see the lights. You can see some buildings and towers. But you're there. You don't really think about anymore the rest of the world. It's a bit like a mini Disneyland feeling for me.
You actually, Matteo, you had to cut out one of the buildings in the intro scene when...
Yeah, exactly. There was a tower, which wasn't even so ugly. Could be anything, could be an alien thing. I mean, we could have found many funny stories. Why there is a modern tower? It's not a modern tower, it's an alien tower. But yeah, I removed it during the post-production.
Yeah, it was actually like, what's the word for Tesla Spule? Tesla coil. Yeah, it was actually a Tesla coil from that Siemens test.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, we saw the whole
It's
Siemens area
lovable.
there, which is huge.
Yeah.
Many times, and we
Yeah.
still don't know what it is because he has barbed wire like all around that. So it's
Oh.
really weird.
So since we're talking about challenges like taking out the tower out of the video, it's the DI asked, what was the most fun or challenging shots of the new video?
Challenging, it was definitely Garrett's part.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
of the
yeah.
location itself, it was pretty small, and we decided not to show some parts of it.
He was in the church,
So
right? Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was the church, and we decided not to show a couple of walls because it had some private personal pictures that we didn't want to display, of course.
Wow.
And it was really narrow, and there wasn't that much space in there. So I think that was for Matteo definitely the most challenging one, and the one that took the longest time to realize.
Yeah, because the main part of Garrett was him sitting in the darkest corner of the room.
Yeah.
Which
With
is
no-
always lovely for
Yeah.
cameras. yeah.
With no place for lights, no place for camera movement, anything. So we actually moved a part of his scene in the middle of the room, which was amazing because we had like this color glass behind him, and I could play with lights and stuff. That was nice.
Yeah,
So
also,
there is also something that happens when you work on videos, that maybe you have a plan and you kind of have to skew or, adjust things a little, considering the location and what you can or cannot do. And that's what happens most of the time.
Can I read a question from the chat that
Yeah,
makes
of course.
makes me smile?
Yeah.
It's a question for you, Lord of the Lost. It says, official Lord of the Lost, if there are people if there are people who are not as talented in music but in creativity, like VDPictures, thank you.
That's offensive.
yeah.
What do you guys at VD suggest to people to get into the business? Okay, here you lost me, but I it was funny the first
Where
part.
was it?
I thought that everybody would laugh if I read that part
Yeah.
of the question.
I don't know if he means
Yeah, if you-
getting it into our business or getting
No.
into music when you're not talented in music, in which case I'd suggest you give up, because music is already challenging enough if you have talent. So if you don't have it, it's kind of like pick something else that you're talented at.
Well, I mean, we get these questions a lot, like, do you have some tips of how you can be successful in the business? And there's some things you can control and some things you can't control. One thing you cannot control is like ideas. Of course, you can get in a situation where creativity is easier for you. Creativity is easier for you if you, I don't know, take some time to open your mind and not do like, I don't know, homework or like surfing for porn in the internet or whatever. That makes things easier. But there are some things that you can control, and this is just rehearsing and keeping it real. Like you like staying at where you are. Like, don't give up. Make some effort all your time. I tell this all the time. The biggest mistake that everyone does in creative business is like they have like this little success somewhere in the beginning, and then like, oh yeah, that kind of worked, and then they give up and you never hear from them again. So
I think it's not necessarily giving up. It's just like, now that we had a bit of success, let the rest of the success come to us. Like, oh, now it worked out. Now all of the things have to follow by themselves, but they just follow when you make them follow by working more on your craft and on your music. So
Yeah.
But
Work hard. Work.
on the other
fucking
hand,
hard.
I must say that maybe you asking the question do not know what Matteo's doing aside from.
Or maybe she does know really well.
Maybe she does.
And she still
But
thinks
you-
that he's not that
but
talented.
I wouldn't even so much differ between creativity in music and creativity in video making,
No.
because the creative process and the imagination is kind of the same. What's different is like the technical skills.
Mhm.
Like you need different technical skills to realize your dream somewhere. But actually, I don't really differ in the kind of creativity. For me, it doesn't make a difference if I think about a picture or
And if you want to start a business or start doing music videos or little movies or short movies or feature movies, technology is a really big help right now. Cameras are not that expensive as they used to be. If you have ideas, which is the important thing, and you have enough desire and you want to put real effort in it, anybody can do it. Not anybody can do it really good, but everybody can do it and start and find your own voice in that. It's really not that, it's not that as impossible as it used to be.
Now I'm gonna read the next question because it makes me laugh. Silke 1983. First of all, she wants to compliment you all on your acting skills. But the second half of the question is the best one. And it's for P and class, especially P, I would say. Did it take a lot of preparation time to practice the gun handling, hammer handling, and to get into your character?
Of course.
Yeah, he started preparing since the age of 13, I think.
Yeah, I think
12 actually. But the gun wasn't that big at that time, and it got smaller since. No, but get into character. I mean, when you shave off, I mean, Silke, maybe in, I don't know, but when you shave off a bit of your beard and you look a bit like a cowboy Lemmy, you put on your hat and you put on these cowboy clothes with everything. It's very easy, at least for me, to get into character because you already feel like a sheriff. The gun handling, different topic. Already told you how much I practiced that.
really funny scene to edit, to put together.
Fun fact for that, Chiara, you were saying to me, don't make it sexual. I think I didn't. Did I?
No.
No.
Somebody.
That hand. And
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And if you didn't notice the last shot of his hand, you can also see his face from the side,
Yeah,
and he's like with the lip inside his mouth, like.
Yeah.
What I really like about getting in character is like whatever we did with music videos, also stage makeup, what we do always helps like getting character. I never felt like I had to prepare for some part, also acting parts in videos, because it always helps like to get in this mood. And with the cowboy stuff, it was extreme. You know, the tight jeans, and then you have the boots and the things at the boot.
Oh, yeah.
I had these things at the boots. I don't know the name, where you hit your horse with, and they, if you walk,
Spores? No.
yeah, they make
Spurs.
this they make this metal sound
Spurs,
while
yeah, right.
walking. And the weapon, actually, this leather belt with the weapon is very heavy. Those were real weapons. So the whole feeling of the entire body changed, and I loved it. So, and we were all like, during the whole video shoot, we were all like wearing these hats, even if we had not to be in character. That just helped us to kind of get in the mood. But it was very easy for us. The whole shot, I mean, hardest working was VDPictures, because they, especially Matteo holding the cam, because he had to work all the time, like 12, 13, 14 hours a day. For the rest of us, it was only single shots without any instruments, whatever. So it was just like a single shot, 5 or 6 hours per person. That's it. And then we had like the outro scene.
Talking about the hammer, in the end, I just didn't do anything. I just needed to hold the horseshoe or the cross and just hit it with a hammer. I had to hit it right so it doesn't go sideways. And I didn't do much of it. I got taught by Jack a bit how to do that and what it can be if you do it right. But the big work would have been to really try to forge the steel to make it thinner, wider, rounder, and everything. It was just super hard, so I just burned a bit of my hands, but that's it. And the cross that I touch, that's real burning my gloves. It's not no effects or something, because it was really forged, because we had that oven to always reheat it. So we always had to stop, reheat, so it gleams, and put it back to make it hot, gleam and stuff.
So much fun.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
it
really
was
fun.
funny
I'm
because
happy.
Jack, the mayor of this town, he is like he works in metal business, not our metal business, the other metal business.
The real metal business.
Yeah, so he
Wow.
knows how to forge, and he gave class like a little crash course in like
Nice.
how to do that. It was super sweet actually.
Yeah, and it's really nice. The experience to do that, it's real fine art. It's sometimes you need a lot of strength because the hammer is super heavy, but you have to be super controlled in the movement and doing things and such. And by the way, you sweat your ass off because you're super fucking hot because of the oven.
That's
It's
why you
quite-
looked so sexy.
Yeah, was
And
just sweating.
the cross, the J cross.
Yeah.
After the shot, Jay put the J cross on the door of his house because in this
Right.
this cowboy club, it's open to the public once a week. If you want to check Old Texas Town or Cowboy Club Old Texas in Berlin, they have opened like once a week. But actually, it's their like private place where they can go and like spend a 1 day or like 2-3 day holiday. So they all have like behind these walls that look like old Western houses. They have little tiny apartments, and he
Yeah.
put that cross on his
Killing me.
front
That's
door,
cool. I didn't know
which
that.
is which is kind of
And
sweet.
Jack is actually the guy who's blowing the tumbleweed at the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Somebody
was
asked if he
asking-
was Joachim Witt.
Yeah, it's not Joachim Witt. It's Jack Hunter, the mayor of the town.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen the Joachim Witt comment already in the video somewhere.
Ciao, Bent.
Ciao, Ben.
There's an idea. Tell us more about the creation process, like from the idea to the video to the finished video. Yeah, maybe for you guys, Chiara, Matteo. So what P and I did, we kind of wrote down the story and sent it to you, and we're like, this is what we want to do. And I think by that point we already found the location and
Yep.
sent you some pictures and little videos from it because we visited it before.
Yep.
What's your job then? How can people imagine what you're doing from there?
You make it really easy. Like by doing all that, like prepping the story and giving us a pretty exact idea of how the location looks like, you actually made our job a lot easier. It usually doesn't happen. So what we have to do at that point is just check the story part by part and check if there's anything that is not gonna work on camera and adapt it to make it work on camera, or if something that is not, in our opinion, strong enough, or it's too subtle to be noticed in a video, then we have to somehow magnify it so that you can actually see the action in the video. But from what I remember from your first story draft, it was pretty much almost all there. The only adjustments that we made was on the spot, like in location, because if something, you try it and then sometimes it just doesn't work for whatever reason, might be the location, or maybe you thought it was going to work and then it doesn't. At that point, you just have to adjust on the spot. But from what I remember, the story in this case is 95% yours.
There is a part of
Might
the
be,
job
yeah.
that is never talked about. And there is a point where Chiara tells me, Matteo, we really have to do the list of the equipment for the rentals for the guys. And then I have to choose lights, a list of lights and equipment to light the set without having ever really seen the set. So you kind of have to go with your imagination and trying to think about which light could work, which light could be fitting the place.
And the story.
And the story and the colors and the sides of the place and the sides of the rooms. And this time I was almost 100% satisfied with it. After I saw the Garrett location, I was just like, oh, maybe I should have some invisible lights to put somewhere. But that's sometimes it's a difficult part of our job to choose equipment for a location that we never seen in real, maybe just photos. That can be demanding. Not demanding.
I want to add two things here for lights for people, because most people out there cannot imagine this. Like when we get the list from Matteo, like I need this and this and this and that, all these things have to be rented, and they all cost money, sometimes a lot of money. So this is also an issue because we don't have like an unlimited budget for videos.
Yeah.
So sometimes we say like, yeah, of course we'd like to have these lights, 5 of them, but we cannot afford 5 of them, just 3 or maybe 5 of some cheaper ones, which doesn't look so good. That's the one thing. So this can always be a struggle and needs some workarounds. And another thing is, if you watch this video, you see a lot of sunlight all the time, which does not change. So this is actually, because some people out there might think like, which lights are you talking about? You were shooting like in summer in the sunlight. What you see there, actually, maybe there's 5% of it is real daylight. The rest is really like artificial light. Why is that, might you say? Why don't you just shoot in the sun since it's summer? Well, if you shoot something, you might have seen that the sun is moving.
Yeah.
You know, and if you want a Jared scene with these lights in the back through the windows, or if you look at the P scene, the sheriff, and you see like in the inside where the jail is, you have this beautiful lights going. These lights cannot move, especially not when you're shooting one and the same scene like 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah, that's probably what most people don't consider, that what you see happening in like 30 seconds in a video is actually like 5, 6, 7 hours of work.
Yeah.
So of course the light is gonna move if you use natural light, or it's gonna go away if it's cloudy, or whatever else it might happen. And as Chris said, this cannot be happening. Like,
and also
light has to be constant.
To have the chance to actually see the light, you need haze all the time. So this brings you the atmosphere. And one thing that I realized, which I find pretty funny, and which could actually explain like an alien invasion here, when you look at the final scene of P now, where he comes out of the building and it's already dark, and it was already dark.
Yeah.
So when you see the burning cross, you still see like bright sun coming into the windows of the jail from the back, which makes it super interesting, and it can only be explained by aliens.
Absolutely.
Which were actually there with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
One
We
of
all
the
know.
aliens. One of the aliens is Clint Eastwood.
Clint
Yeah.
Eastwood. Yeah.
So somebody actually asked about the effects. I actually saw 2 questions about the effects that were used for Chris' wound, like the hand wound. So that
That was
deserves
real. That was real.
a big kudos, because there's actually
A real wound.
Yeah,
Really cut his
made
hands.
by the actress, the lead actress, the Grumpy Cat herself.
Yeah.
And please.
Yeah. Axel, sorry. I said it.
Alex.
Sorry, we started to call like that for whatever reasons. It was some weird Jared joke. Alex, I'm sorry. Xelana, she's very good in doing these fake wounds and all the makeup artistry and stuff. And he had the chance to rehearse for that on class back, because she did that already with this golden J scar on the Gospel of Judas video on class back. Now she just had to do a tiny thing here. And what you have is like, it's liquid silicone.
Right. It's
Liquid latex.
Latex. It's a 2-component thing. It's called Artex from. We used Artex from Cruelan in case you want to try it yourself. It's 2 components. You mix them 50-50. And that's what it reacts somehow, and then it becomes a pliable mass that you can apply to wherever the wound is going to be, and you can form it.
Yeah, and before it's entirely dry, you can like we used a toothpick and kind of then cut the scar in it.
Yeah.
And then you put powder on it, like makeup powder, so it looks more like real skin, and then you put like fake blood in it.
And that was not really long. It didn't take long at all for her to do it. Like probably 15 minutes. Yeah, something like that.
She did it very good. And you will see a lot of that. In 1 week, we're going to release a making of film, which is now being edited. I haven't seen it yet. One of
I don't even want to imagine.
One of our film guys behind Matteo and Chiara did it, because it's not only those two. We always have like little helpers, which get more and more and more because productions are getting bigger. And one of these helpers,
Santa's little helper.
little VDPictuers little helpers.
Oompa Loompas.
Yeah.
One of
Like
those
we want to
Oompa
imagine
Loompas,
them
yeah.
like elves. We want people to imagine them like elves, like dressed in Christmas outfits and all that.
Okay, then maybe for the next video shoot we have to, and we can actually do it since we're shooting a Christmassy video in October, if COVID doesn't kill it. Yeah, we could have little elves there.
We could.
So they finally get some credit.
That's an interesting question to you guys. How long is the post-production for one video? I mean, that differs. How long was it for that video?
Not long.
It's I always used to say 40 hours, but it's not true. It can go from 1 day to 2 weeks, depending on the kind of video. Also 3 weeks sometimes, depending on the kind of video, the kind of song. Like a stupid example, and here I'm gonna reveal one of the things about this video. As you notice, the song is way longer than the album version.
Yeah, some people were like, why don't we have the guitar solo on the record? Now you will know.
Now you will know. This is because
the song was scheduled, and the music video was scheduled to be the same exact length of the song on the album.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's
and then,
start from there.
When we came back from Berlin and I started editing this video, I started to put together the first part, which was Nick on the original version of the song. And then the second one, I think, was Jared. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to notice that everything was like, too short. The parts where everything was going too fast, and I had to cut so many beautiful scenes, which I was really proud of. And there are a lot of little details in the video, like in Jared's part, there is the book with the Gospel of Judas, and then there is the music, and I had to cut a lot of things. So I sent a message to Chris, and I told him, Chris, I say to Chris, I'm going to ask you something which I never ask to anybody. In case I ask exactly the opposite. I asked bands, and we had bands to do shorter versions of the songs, because otherwise the video start to cost even more, because a 7-minute song video doesn't cost as a 3 minutes song video, because it's double of the work on every level. But in this case, I'm 100% sure that my job was much easier with a super longer version of the video. The video was now breathing. Everything I want to put in the video was there. And if I had to do the short version, I'm pretty sure that I would have worked at least 3-4 days more just to make it fit and work, because every cut is like trying to find the right movement, the right spot, the right music movement. And it's not like, oh, this scene is good, going from one scene to another. For me at least, it's always a question of rhythm, movement, and blah 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 blah. So yeah, this is why the song is now the double, I think.
Yeah, and what happened there is I told Matteo, yes, it's possible, please tell me how long, what do you need? And then he said, like, yeah, maybe here we need, like, this part should be that much longer, this can be like a full chorus on top, blah 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 blah. So he gave me a list, and it needed to be done like that, because we had, like, you had to go for another video shoot for another band, and we had like a time window of, I don't know, 1.5 days to make that happen. So I called Benny, our co-producer, was like, hey Benny, we need to get back in the mix session of the song, because I can't just take the song from CD like as it is and just like put it in some audio program and cut it and put it here, because then you hear the transitions, like one chorus ends and you have half word somewhere. So we had to go back in the mix session, cut the stuff, kind of rearrange it, and like have those single instruments melt in each other in the parts, which kind of worked. But the middle 8 part, like with the no, where you all you guys out there were screaming, it sounded like shit as an instrumental. So we were discussing, do we either put a piano solo in there or a guitar solo? And Jared said, since there's like a piano in the credits already, which was already done, we decided to put a guitar solo. So I called P and said like, hey, you have like a couple hours time to at your home place with your like live sound rig that you have at home, send me a guitar solo.
And
I was
it's a
like,
really
okay, cool.
It's a really cool one, by the way. It's
Yeah.
a
Thank
really,
you.
really cool guitar.
Thank
That's
you.
the Lord of the Lost experience. You ask for something like that, and like 4 hours later, you get the song, and you're like,
Yeah.
how? How did
Yeah,
that happen?
that's also something that doesn't happen with every band, because not every band
It
is
doesn't
in
happen
the...
with any band. It's a different
Yeah, I
thing.
mean, not all the bands are in the position of Lord of the Lost, having studio, having the everything. You know, you cut away a bunch of people like this. I mean, if we need to do this, I talk with Chris. Chris plans it, and they record it, and then they mix it, and Benny does the master, blah, fix everything, blah blah. Other bands would have to, okay, I have to call the studio and have to do blah blah blah. It would never be possible.
Yeah.
But it was so great actually to do that, you know, like putting the guitar solo in, finishing the mix again, finishing the master, and then we realized, hey, the end needs to be longer, so I could do some nice sound design for this ending scene, which is actually just like a drone synthesizer sound, wow, and the piano
And
of
it's
the
awesome.
chorus, like time stretched to the triple length, which makes it so, and you hear the da, 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 da of the piano, and it turned out great. I was
Yeah,
so
I think
happy that we could do that, because it's what the video deserves.
Yeah.
I have to say that when I asked Chris, Chris was kind enough to say that he thought already about it, but he didn't want to ask me because he didn't want to give me more work to do. But yeah, as I said, it was actually much, much better like this.
And the
And
video
it's-
doesn't appear longer than, I mean,
No,
No, not to
really.
me at least.
it
No.
still feels like, oh, it's already over. Shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's so good.
Yeah, I think I told him when I watched him for the first time finished, and then when I watched it for the first time on YouTube at the release, it was like, doesn't feel like 8 minutes. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Plus is also all slow motion, so of course you need time.
You know, the funny thing is, whatever we talk about right now at this video, there's all these negative YouTube comments popping up, because on every topic that we talked about, like during the last 43 minutes, I remember at least one YouTube comment complaining about this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but there are YouTube comments
super-
complaining
super
about
funny.
everything.
Yeah, there was one who said that
It
was
doesn't matter,
too
yeah.
much slow motion.
Yeah.
Too
One
many
there was
cuts.
the too many
Too
cuts.
long.
Too many cuts.
Too
I have
long
to
video.
say, too many cuts. I'm sure there is some true in it, because I get it on almost every video we produce. There is someone say there's too many
It's
cuts.
his style.
And I
just
think
get
it's the
over
same
it.
dude. I think it's the same dude that always does the count of the cuts, which I really appreciate. He's always like, okay, this video there are 340 cuts. In this video there are 367 for cuts.
It's
Maybe
mostly
he's-
old people, I guess. They're used to the old first music video MTV cuts. and
he
they
just can't follow anymore.
Matteo, we have just come up with a song idea for future Lore of Lost release. I won't tell the title here now, but it's gonna be about these kind of people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I want other friends from other bands like you to also sing in that song. So I'll be coming to you and
I'm
two,
waiting
three-
for that.
2, 3, 4 other guys, because we felt like we need to give these people some kind of space where they
I think
could
he has
let
the
out all of that.
The t-shirt he's wearing is the perfect title. Is Your Band Sucks, which is pretty much the most common comment.
Yeah, but that's the internet thing. I mean, it's like that. I gave up. Oh, our camera died. I'm gonna fix that.
Can you actually fix it? Can you?
I will try.
Maybe
try my
ask a
best.
I love how the video maker's camera fails first.
Truth
Yeah,
is, I forgot to charge the batteries today.
I'm just hearing NASA's voice in my head. I'm trying to fix it.
That's not NASA's voice, but that's a story for another day.
Here's some questions about Easter eggs, and also like in the church scene, some numbers written on the wall. I'd like to say that today, let's not talk about Easter eggs, because we want to make some
Because it's
posts
not
on
Easter.
Yeah, no, we want to make some posts on Facebook coming in the next days asking you guys out there which Easter eggs you might have found, and then we check if you get all of them, and if not, then we reveal all the others.
Heck.
Because you have
Really?
found some Easter eggs already. Because I've seen a YouTube comment where
Yeah.
like people are discussing, and you found some Easter eggs already, which are not actually some, which I'd like to just claim. Like, yeah, of course, it is. So this will be a fun post to discuss. So please forgive us if we're not going to discuss Easter eggs today, I think.
There is questions about the darkening of the eyes process, which
Yeah.
is for Matteo.
Can
And
we-
also same post-production tools for editing and VFX. If you
Yes.
have any favorite plugins. So that's all, Matteo.
Can we say the real story about the eyes?
I don't know. Can we? Can
Fine.
we or should we lie?
No, it's fine for me. Maybe
For me as well, yeah.
maybe the VFX artist doesn't.
Well,
No,
we
without
don't- we
names.
won't name him.
I'm not name. I'm not
No,
gonna
no,
name.
please tell it.
The plan was that because I don't usually do special effects, post-production special effects, because it's not my part of the job. So the plan was to have an Italian dude living in LA, an amazing dude with what's his name?
We just say that we weren't
Ah,
gonna
we don't
name
say
him.
names.
Yeah, we just don't.
A lovely
Hello.
dude, a lovely dude, which I really love.
Yeah.
We met him. I just want to say, if you're watching, you're the best.
It's probably not. It's probably
But
something.
while I was doing the post production of the video, I couldn't wait for him to do these special effects because I just wanted to see. I needed to see the length of the scene, how long it had to be. So I did like a fast blackening of the eye by myself, just just as a placeholder, it's called. And then Chiara watched it and thought, this is not half bad. And then Chris watched it and he thought, this is not half bad. And then, since time was getting short and the deadline was close and everything, I just reworked my placeholder effect and I tried to make it as best as possible. And it doesn't look half bad, I think.
No, it looks really
Awesome.
good. And actually, the plan actually was to have it more complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a scene from some people out there might have seen it from the X-Files movie where you like see an eye very close and then there's like it's like black worms like coming in the eye and it's blackening piece by piece. But actually, after seeing the edit of Matteo, I realized in the music video it doesn't have any place because you have just 1.5 seconds for it. You
Yeah.
really use that effect because you need like a couple of seconds to really
Mhm.
see what's happening. So if we would have done it for these 1.5 seconds and spending like a lot of money because visual effects like these cost a lot because they take a lot of time.
Yeah.
It was just it wasn't worth it. And it looked so good in music video, just having the black fade in.
Yeah.
There was super good.
Yeah,
Like,
and the scene, in my opinion, the scene had to be like a sudden, not like something too
no.
slow.
But how do you actually do that? Like like people
The
asking about,
practical
like,
thing, I use my editing software, which is called Resolve from Blackmagic, and you
is it a mask?
is it a mask? You
Yeah.
mask the eye, then you track the mask, and then you put a curve on this mask, and then you do like an automation.
It's an
the
opacity
mask.
automation. Just
It's
on
an
the
opacity
mask.
automation,
Right,
yes.
yeah.
But you don't have to go
Ah.
fully black. You have to leave like the highs there. Otherwise, you lose the eye reflection, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
it
of
looks
course.
scheiße. Then you have to work a little bit with the fade of the mask and stuff like that to make it not look too shitty. And that's pretty much it. It's not.
But I must say, if this other nice Italian dude is watching, I am really looking forward to working with him because he is real nice, and
Yeah,
I want to
too.
do some.
We are
some
too.
I
Me
want to
too.
do some CGI visual effects video in the future. Maybe just a full CGI thing or something together with VDPictuures and him, like merging
Yeah.
the power of both worlds. So
Mhm.
I
We
think
would
that's
love
gonna
that,
be-
and I think it would work really well because
Yeah.
we happen to get along really well. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's
It's
really,
the
really
Italian
cool.
blood, the Italian takeover. could
Yeah.
be really
And
good.
it was interesting talking with him because we don't really talk often with other people doing videos. And then you find yourself we never met before, and we were like old friends talking about the same issues and the same things going on through this professional world.
And also it's like he has a similar timeline to Matteo, and he does music as well. So it was kind of like two people just living on the opposite side of the globes, but basically the same person. It was kind of creepy.
May I
Yeah.
come back to the question? How long did the post-production of Viva Vendetta take you? From
You know, that's a dynamic business. So I think it was like, I think around
Sorry.
4 days, 5 days. I mean, as I said, it changes. Now, if I have to think about, I think it was like 4 or 5 days between, if I put everything together, but 4 or 5 long days, like 10 hours a day or stuff like that.
It's actually one of the few videos that I've seen Matteo. It's like Matteo was watching a TV series and wanted to know how it ends. He had this kind of curiosity that he couldn't get away from the computer for too long. And he actually wanted to stay there for hours and hours on end to work on the video because he wanted to see it progress.
And as I said, I was really proud of the light setup and the light
it's
scenes.
so,
Like,
so beautiful.
if I may say my personal opinion, I'm super proud of Peace Scene, which was such a small place, such a cramped place, but we made it like super special to me. And Chris Scene, even when I was there, I was like, oh man, this is good.
Yeah.
I loved that.
You know, the
And-
best thing about the whole scenery there is it's not one of these parks where you go and with like, I don't know, you have Achterbahn, what's a roller coaster somewhere or something, and you have like ads, signs or whatever, because it's a private place. It really looks like a genuine Western town that made it so easy to actually shoot it, because most of the other places where you can go to is like actually for people from the outside going there to have fun all day. And you see it that these places are not real.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think there was a big help to make it
The place was
look like
wonderful.
Yep.
so wonderful.
Plus, every time I can put a light out of a window and not inside the room, I'm
Exactly.
happy.
And
That's one.
That's the thing with that city. You can actually enter
Yeah.
every building. It's not like just facades of buildings.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
actual houses, and they have decoration in them, everything. So it's
Sometimes even
authentic
too
as you can
too
get.
many decorations, but yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there was one thing we couldn't move, because in the place where we shot Nick, there was all these stuffed animals, also like a huge stuffed bear,
The
like
bear.
Yeah.
standing on the side of the bed doing this.
That's
I was
the
like-
exact face, by the way.
And I asked Jack, the mayor of the town, like, can we move the bear? Can we take it out of the house? He's like, no, we can't. It's a very old real stuffed animal, and it might break or whatever. So Matteo had to find a way to, because I said, I don't want it in there. We can't.
I was actually shooting in between the legs of the bears. the bear.
Very
Chris
good.
came to me and he was like, it's all good, but I don't want to see the bear. So I went to Matteo and I'm like, okay, but Chris doesn't want to see the bear. How he doesn't want to see the bear? He's in the middle of the room. And I'm like, I don't know. You have to find a way to not show the bloody bear.
Things you do for us.
Yeah, because you can't like have a blockhouse, like a cowboy waking up in there, and you have like a bear like in a museum in the room.
But it looked really funny. I actually liked the bear quite a bit.
And here, let me say one thing about Chiara, because as you heard, Chris went to her, told her that, and then Chiara came to me, probably already thinking, "Oh my God, I have to say this to Matteo." No, my God, no, I don't want to. And then
Because
she comes
the
to
first
me.
answer of Matteo is always the same. It can't be done.
No, it can't be done. Absolutely.
It takes him about 1 minute before he actually connects his brain and figure out the proper answer. But the first answer is absolutely not. It can't be done.
Yeah, or when I receive, video feedback and there are some changes. I mean, I have to say, not with Chris, because with Chris we worked like 20,000 million times. I actually,
a lot.
Chiara already knows the changes that we are gonna get. She tells me them between we get them. And then it's always like, okay, this one I told you, this one I told you, this one I told you. But generally, the first reaction that I have to requests from customers of changes on a video is like, no, I can't do this. If I change that, I have to change the whole video. And it's not, I don't have time to do that. No. And then she's like, okay. And then I need 5 minutes to, but yeah, she deserves a lot of respect too, because she takes care of all the how can I say,
I don't know what you want to say.
speaking with the rest of the world and make things possible
Communication.
for our company.
Communication is the word, Matteo.
Communication is the word.
Yeah, but
so.
this I
And
must,
patience.
yeah, I must give a lot of credit to Chiara there as well, because it's sometimes, I mean, for Viva Vendetta, the story was pretty much done, but sometimes we just come up with like 50% of of an image, and we don't even make an effort to kind of work it out to 100%, because I know I give it to you guys and mostly Chiara and say like, hey, this is a basic idea, now we need your magic to make this look really good. And then there's all these ideas coming in, and this is always like stuff we're like, yeah, we couldn't even think about that. So it's an interesting thing to decide to give things away very early in the process. It's the same
Yeah.
with lyrics. It's like I love to work together with, let's say, Anthony, let's say our main co-lyricist. And meanwhile, I do this a lot with P as well. Like I'm having these 50% finished lyrics, and I'm like, okay, I can finish them. I can find enough words to sing, but it's not gonna be any better. It's just gonna be more words then. So then I give it away, and then it comes back so much better. Not just more words, but better, because there was a second creative brain working on it. And I love this approach of teamwork and ping-ponging things then. So I get it back. So like, yeah, I like that, but this is not really singable. Then I work on it and I give it back. And it's the same with the video ideas. We're like kind of playing ping pong with these ideas. And
Next time, try to work on lyrics with Matteo. That's where you get the best of him.
yeah.
Oh my God, it's a
also-
nightmare.
And also, what helps when you sprinkle your fairy dust on it and give us actually the best ideas, that creates a list of actual things we have to do and props we have to get and everything.
yeah.
So it actually creates a task plan, if you will. What
Yeah,
we
and
have
we are
to
just
do.
in the middle of, like, for our Christmassy video, I just started to write down our story today.
Gosh, there were
And
so many ideas already for that one. I
yeah,
remember.
it might be too much. This video might need to be 20 minutes long, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
let's make a movie.
so I will,
All
by
good.
tomorrow or the day after, I will send you exactly this kind of list, and then you can go over it. And yeah. But another thing I want to tell, the reason why I just said, like, I talked to Chiara and said, like, I don't want the bear. The reason why I'm not directly talking to Matteo in these situations while shooting a video is when he's there with his camera, it always looks a little like he and his camera are like one weird kind of unit.
They are.
And sometimes I feel like I don't want to interrupt, and Chiara knows better when to tell Matteo things that are needed, and also Matteo can just stick with Italian, so he doesn't. Although you speak like super good English, but you still, you can just like be in the zone with like Chiara talking Italian. So while Matteo is shooting and I have all these ideas, I just go to Chiara and say like, hey, maybe we do this and this and that and that.
Yeah, that makes totally sense.
And she kind of filters it, and in a free second she goes to Matteo and they do the stuff. So it's
That's really
works.
cool. It just happened on the video shooting we had right after yours. I was shooting and I had one band member coming to me and telling me something, and I turned and I answered really bad.
Yeah.
And then he was looking at me like, oh, sorry. And I was like, oh, sorry. I really did. I was just, in my little world with the camera and the light. And I was thinking, oh, I have to change the color of that light. I have to move that. I have to move him. And then automatic answer was really not kind. And you know, guys, that I'm a proper human being. But that
Foreign
makes
Italian.
totally sense what you say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but we did so many videos together. We have like I think it feels like a natural workflow actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's plus something also really important for your fans to know, and for video watchers. There are not many bands who put all that effort in putting together a video also from the pre-production side, because Lord of the Lost do really a lot for the preparation of the videos. For some videos with other bands, we have to do everything, like taking care of really everything, even hotel rents for not for us, for other people.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yep.
And
Really?
yeah.
Yep.
What?
I mean,
When they give you the production, they give you the whole thing. It means
Yeah, exactly.
from what they're having from breakfast to whatever else.
And so
I mean, yeah,
it's
I pay for it.
it's cool, but going there with and as Chris said, we know each other since a really long time now, and we work together so many times. When we go to work with them, it's really chill. In our brain is relaxed, even in these like these times where traveling is not that relaxing, at least not for myself. Going there and knowing that we are gonna work with them, that we are gonna meet the guys, it's cool. It's a really cool feeling. I mean, I remember this time when we arrived later night at the hotel, and then there was Garrett and
Was
Sorry.
I?
and
Pee-pee.
P, and then there
Pee-pee.
was also the little helpers
Santa's
later.
little helpers.
And I was happy to see them, and then Garrett gave me a beer, and it was just coming back home. It was just home, and it's cool. It's a cool situation to be in. It's cool and it's really productive, so it makes totally sense.
Yeah, by the way, somebody was asking before, I think the question is long past, but he was asking what's your favorite video that we ever shot together. I know what's our answer.
For me, it's always the last. It's
Me-
always the, I don't know.
For us, no. For us, it's Black
Depends.
Halo. But it
Depends.
doesn't,
No, no.
it's not about the video itself. It's more like a combination of factors, like the place and the experience was kind of weird and really cool at
Yeah.
the same time, and then the outcome of the video and everything. But it
Yeah.
felt more like a holiday, kind of, than not a proper video shoot. It was weird.
My answer would be the same. It always feels so not fair to answer that, because we had so many special video shoots, like Till Death Us Do Part, or this one, or whatever.
La Bomba also and everything.
Yeah, but this wasn't Matteo La Bomba.
Yeah, right. Haha, yeah.
But the Black Halo thing, it was
I love
something
La Bomba,
just like, yeah, that was so special. I could just repeat what you just said. So
For
I
me,
remember
always
you
the
hunting
last.
crabs under the rocks in the meantime. It was really cool. I love that island. It's so beautiful. And for us being Italian, it's so different as a scenery, kind of light. Everything is so different from the southern of Europe. That was just beautiful.
Personally, in terms of video shooting, I said it many times, the Black Halo is absolutely the coolest we had. The place was beautiful. The traveling to the place was beautiful. The staying there was amazing. The eating ice cream when everything was finished was nice. The beer out was funny. I have a lot of good memories from that video shoot.
the freezing was great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we didn't
waking
get
up
that.
early.
Didn't get
Waking
that.
up early was awesome.
No, waking up
waking
early,
up
no, but
early-
you got
Waking up
yeah.
early, going in a still wet neoprene. full-
Yeah, but for
that
you
was
know,
cool.
waking up early and going there for 2 hours, and then you're done for most of the rest of the day. For me, was like,
Yeah, but you didn't have to
Amazing.
get into
I
the
know,
wet
of course,
clothes.
yeah.
That would have probably made
No,
it
but
so,
it was-
not
no,
so cool.
it was
but
so-
on the video itself, to me, it's strange because when I work so long on a video, usually I'm super satisfied at the end, but I can't really grasp it anymore. Like, for example, not long ago, I was watching The Broken Ones and The Lighthouse,
Yeah.
which I didn't watch for a long time. And I really love them. Like, Lighthouse for me is a really beautiful video. And so it changes. I mean, there are things like Raining Stars and Full Metal Horror and Black Halo and this last one. And also the
Till Death Do Us Part.
Till Death Us Do Part,
Yeah.
which are generally my favorite ones. But when I go and watch some of them, I'm like, oh, this is so cool, and I didn't remember it was so cool. Also, the lyric video we did with the coffin. Don't remember.
Yeah,
Waiting for you to
Mhm.
die.
Waiting
Yeah.
for You to Die.
I love that one. I love that one so much.
I
It's
love it a
simple.
little less because every time I think of holding a giant sun umbrella on top of you and the camera, and it was so heavy.
Super simple idea, but I love the look of that video.
Yeah.
Really love it.
it's still
So-
so funny that instead of our drummer back then, which has just
Parted.
actually parted, you see Sasha, the singer of KMFDM,
Yeah.
carrying the coffin because we needed the fifth guy.
And it was
It was
just
pretty
fitting
cool.
because we were about to go on tour with them or something. I don't know. It was just
Chris
fitting.
was working with them back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and P also, we
Fun
were
stuff.
preparing the tour or
Mhm.
something.
All right, because when we saw you in London, you
No,
were
that's
playing
true.
with them.
Yeah, they were playing with KMFDM.
Yeah.
Yes, because also aside from doing like 20,000 videos, where actual fangirls would travel to go and see Lord of the Lost when they play abroad.
Yeah.
So we actually happened to see them in Rome or London. Every weird place they play, we usually pop up like, "Hey guys."
Hi.
I guess it's
Th- th-
really cool
There's
music.
a question which I can give an answer to, and the answer might be confusing at first glance. The question is, to what extent does Napalm, this is our record label, have influence in your realization of Viva Vendetta? And the answer is, and I mean it in the most positive way, they do nothing unless we ask them to, or unless we say, let's be creative together, we need ideas for whatever, marketing, promotion, blah 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 blah. Unless we do that, they just let us do and give us all the freedom of whatever we want to do, we do it. This is a general thing that we like most. I told it many times before. For Thornstar or Judas, they did not hear a single note of the album until the master was done. They didn't see anything of the graphic content, whatever, until it was done, because they have trust in us. For Viva Vendetta, it's a special situation. To explain some things for you out there, we have, for the Judas record, we had a budget from Napalm Records for a certain amount of music videos, and this budget paid the first 3.5 videos. So it's like the first thingy with what was the name for it?
What do you mean? The Death of All Colors.
Yeah, the Death of All Colors. Then you
Yeah.
have Priest,
Priests.
for they know not what they do, and the Gospel of Judas. And by these 3.5 videos, the budget was done. So what we do from here on is like just paying for the videos ourselves. So this is also special situations where even if Napalm was the kind of record label trying to control the band, this would be not the case in here because it's our own production. But kudos to our label here. They give us all the freedom in realizing, and if we need support, they help realizing whatever we want to realize. And that's,
I mean, they resisted the takeover of their Instagram, and you're still in the label, so I guess that everything is good.
yeah,
True.
They really, really believe in your band.
they do. Yeah.
True.
This was actually like an interesting hatred experience, I must say, like taking over their
Same.
Instagram and being confronted with all these hatred of these like true metal fans, which just consider us not hard enough and too gay and too whatever. It was mind blowing.
I was just so
wow.
confused because normally we are very much in a bubble, I should say, with you guys, our fans. You accept us the way we are, but when you open up to a a following of 300,000+ people, and the majority of them probably hasn't heard of us. I don't know, probably
And there's
not.
always more people that hate you than love you, but we forget about that.
Of course, and you post pictures like in a high frequency, like 20 pictures a day, and videos and everything, and stories.
Which is
And
the
yeah,
reason for a takeover, yeah.
yeah, it's a takeover.
Is the
Me-
Napalm account being hacked?
Yeah, it's hacked. Yeah, we hacked it.
They
And
only sign them because they're all gay.
Yeah, I was confused because of the amount of hatred, because
Yeah.
we usually don't know that.
I need
That
to load my
much.
phone, giving me hotspots.
That was
Sorry.
crazy. So I was like confused, and then it's just not our bubble anymore.
I was just confused by the insane amount of idiots, and I'm not even
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
I wasn't. I mean, I follow Metal News website
yeah.
because it's good for some things, and that's exactly what you can expect. I mean, it's sad to say, but and as someone wrote here now in the chat, yeah, you open to the internet, and that's the internet. It's like that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It just works like that. It's so there's so much free hate. So it's but yeah, of course, when it touches you personally, it can
Yeah,
be
it's
overwhelming.
just like-
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, people hate us.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, on a much smaller, really much smaller scale. I remember when I just moved to Switzerland, or not since long, and I started singing in this band called LOTL, which used to be an EBM band.
Yeah.
EBM, classic EBM. And then I came into the band and we released a few songs, and I turned the band into a rock thing, and I had my emo hair and my Crash Diet t-shirt and my tattoos and the things. And when we shared the first video, it was like, who's this fucking gay emo? This was
Matteo, nice to meet you.
And you are.
but you know what? I seen that video as well, and I thought, wow, this video just looks good. Who made this video? And then I checked,
Annie Bertram.
Oh no,
But you edited
okay.
that.
I edited that.
Yeah, but I've seen like
Mhm.
your name in one of these videos where
Yes,
was
I
like,
remember that time.
oh, that's the guy that was one of these singers. There was one of that's the singer that actually sings. There was a second one that didn't sing, but
Yeah.
all right. So and then I thought, wow, this is kind of good. And then we kind of hooked up, although we knew each other before somehow. But yeah.
But yeah, going back to the hate thing, what I want to say is exactly that. You see it all the time, but of course, when it touches you personally, it's different, and it can be overwhelming, as I said. At least maybe for 5 minutes, and then you go back to yourself.
Yeah,
and you're like,
you remember that. Oh yeah, it's the internet, and
And then you remember how much you love your high heels. So fuck it. Right, Pete?
I never forgot that experience.
I mean, I still ask myself why there is so much desire to crap on things. The answer is there. I mean, it's people likes it apparently. I've seen yesterday. I watched a YouTube review of your album because I was looking for the Viva Vendetta video, and then you got the first result, and then you got another second. There was this super, may I say, unsettling video review about your album, and it was just not nice. I mean, opinions are opinions, but shitting on works of people is another point.
What was it that American dude? Because you know,
I think it was American.
I don't read or watch these things.
Yeah, I know.
But someone told me, and you can see by the title there was
that one, exactly that one.
Yes,
that's why I opened it. But
someone told me there was like not a review, it was like on a very personal level.
Yeah, he got that. He got there, and I find that really,
crazy, right?
really.
Chris, maybe you should check him out and see if you actually know this guy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I was watching it, and I would never comment on such things, but while I was listening to the dude, it was like, did some of them fuck his girlfriend? I mean, it's like
Not some of them, all of
All
them.
of
All of
them.
them.
And
Because
his
you're
mother.
a gay band.
Oh,
But
so it's his
yeah, I was
father.
like, come on. But yeah, at
Oh.
a certain point, you just have to give up. And whatever.
I found the video. I will watch it later.
Have fun.
Yeah, well, let's just make a compilation of it. Like, edit his words so he just says how much
I mean,
he loves
opinions
us.
are absolutely,
course.
they have to be there. Plus,
Of
bad
course.
reviews can be also
And they're like
absolutely
assholes. Everybody
cool.
has one.
Yeah, and bad reviews can be also really cool and can be helpful sometimes. But when you go on certain levels, it's not funny anymore.
Here's a question which I find interesting because I don't even really know how to answer because I don't really remember. Maybe you do, Chiara. How many of the filming scenes are usually improvisation from the actor side and from the shooting side? Maybe let's just answer that for Viva Vendetta.
As I said, we have a plot, so we know what's gonna happen and the different actions that happen in for each character or each situation, and then we adapt to the space. As for instance, Matteo mentioned before, the place where Garrett was supposed to shoot. I mean, most of his scene was supposed to happen at the organ, and all the parts that you see before at the back of the church when he's sitting on the bench and all of that was improvised because we saw the place and Matteo was in love with this stained glass window that was there, and he was like, but this is the best part of the room, we have to use it. So I took the original plot and we slightly modified it in order to use that part.
This is interesting what you, sorry, what you just say, because I just want to add one thing here. When you see the transformation of Jared, because he's like sitting in this dark corner in front of the organ, for this scene, he doesn't even sit at the organ. You needed to fake that because you needed space for the camera. So Jared had to sit like in the church, like in second row, like
yeah, because the organ was
the organ.
basically really close to the one of the ending walls of the church,
And
and it couldn't be
camera there.
moved.
Yeah.
And it couldn't be moved because it was an old one, so it could have gotten broken in the transport or whatever, so we couldn't move it. For class scene, I think that is pretty much everything is pretty much as it was scheduled. For
I just touched the cross. I thought like
that was a great
that was
a great
additional thing because he saw that when he was touching the burning cross, the globe was making some smoke.
Yeah, I love
so that was added. Chris, I think we changed some of your. Chris was actually supposed to have more behind the bar happening in the original story, but then eventually we moved him. We actually decided to move him in front of the bar to the tables because it just looked better. And
there's actually like details, you know, like you go into the bar, everything is messed up, what do you do? So little details like, okay, I put the chair there, and the only thing you have to take care about is like continuity. Like you have to shoot this scene 20, 30, 40 times, and you have to do the same things all the time and reset everything like it was before. So this is kind of a thing. In Hollywood, they have like a continuity agent for that on set. We don't
need
have
that.
So
you have me.
We actually, of course, but we don't have a person which only takes care about like continuity. You know, like,
and sometimes
but that's the kind of
it.
stuff we do. Like for Nick's scene, you see in the beginning that he wakes up and he gets his shot of whiskey. That, for instance, was something that we added on the spot. It wasn't originally planned. And the whiskey glass, which actually contained apple juice, because otherwise, by the time we were, I think we've done that scene like 25 times. So he would have been completely dead drunk if we did it with whiskey. So it was actually really cheap apple juice. And every single time he was repeating the scene, we had to fill the glass at the same level.
He wasn't drunk, but he spent the rest of the day on the toilet.
I had apple juice as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm throwing away the whiskey, like, no, it's old one, I don't want it. And then I refill the glass, and we did not refill the bottle. So what you actually, if you look closely, you might see a changing level.
Because we couldn't do that because in the bottle there was actually peas whiskey.
Yeah.
And already at the beginning, since when you sit down, somebody has been drinking already, we had to empty part of the bottle because the bottle was actually full. So the missing part of your whiskey at the beginning of the scene actually went to Garrett. So
Yeah.
if Garrett was actually really funny that day, is because he had like two full glasses of
mine was
whiskey
real
before.
whiskey because I didn't have to drink. All right,
Yeah.
yeah. No, but that's actually a funny thing you can do with movies, like people searching for mistakes, and most of these mistakes are continuity mistakes. Like you see one thing and you see a cut, and you see it doesn't make sense. Like people are like
somebody is actually saying use a
or-
dispenser to measure the same amount when you refill a glass, but the
Makes
thing
sense.
is you need time for that. You
Yeah,
need
totally.
time and a lot of people. That is why there is a continuity agent that is only doing that, because it takes care of that. And by the time you're reshooting, he's already ready with a double of the glass filled at the very same level, yada, yada, yada. But you
How
don't
much-
do that in small or no low cost, let's call it that way.
And you know,
productions.
it's a music video, and it doesn't have to be logical. It's art.
Yeah.
It's a very fast edit. So on some things, we really just say, come on, fuck it. It's
Yep.
not worth it, the stress.
When it's about continuity, I'm most of the times like, oh, come on.
Especially music videos, you know. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, of
whatever.
course.
But and I also think sometimes it's fun to let people look for it, like search for continuity mistakes. So,
but to give a general answer on Viva Vendetta, there was quite a bit of improvised acting. Yeah, I would say probably a little bit more than usual, but it's all additional things that we moved, or maybe we moved the place, so it's really hard to give like a percentage or something like that.
let's say 42.6%.
Yeah.
That's quite
0.6?
accurate.
And then you try some
0.666.
things while you are shooting, and then you got like, oh man, these need to be there. Because, for example, I remember when we shot the scene where P is getting like that because he's
Yeah.
scared of. I mean, that shot of P, that girls, come on, look at that. He's like the hottest actor in the world. Like,
Was it that beauty shot this time?
that was a
Yeah,
beauty shot.
Matteo and I have these girls moments when we shoot, because when we shoot videos, we generally don't consider the person standing in front of us. I mean, you could be Johnny Depp naked, and both me and him would be just evaluating technical aspects and lights and whatever. But then we watch the video in the camera and we know which scenes are gonna be affecting people or female viewers. And
So, yeah,
sometimes,
Or male.
or
that
male
was the
viewers.
money shot for me, and pretty much every class.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
picture
god,
in that
class
part.
was
Class like-
amazing in that. You're like, it's the second time. I think the first time was when we shot 6 Feet Underground, that I look at your scenes and it looks like a Dolce & Gabbana advertising for some reason.
Oh yeah.
It's
Especially
so
the
good.
especially the shot from his left, where he's like bending over his thing there, and it's like looking
Amboss.
there to the left, and you're like, ugh. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but class here was quite
Porch
something.
me.
With his stick in the mouth and
The stick. It was
oh,
the
yeah.
stick.
Actually, class
with his
class-
dick in the mouth.
class ran around the whole video shoot with this grass in his mouth.
Yeah.
I think that was another thing that was absolutely improvised. I don't know
Yeah,
how it
yeah.
came out, but then all of a sudden you turn and he's having this thing in his mouth and he's like, I think this really works. And you're like,
Yeah.
actually it does.
I
Yeah.
just
About
found it.
yeah,
I
and
found
we had
it-
to reshoot the scene because we forgot to put it in his mouth.
Yeah, but I found it in the morning when I just tried to be hillbilly things, and I thought like those dudes have that, and I just took it from the ground and I had it the whole day, and I thought like this looks so much like my character.
Yeah.
So I was really good in also having it in my mouth, like playing with it naturally.
And
So,
that's the part of the audio that you take away from the whole conversation.
Playing in my
and
mouth.
you just paste it
Naturally.
all over
I
the
cut it
internet.
with the dick in the mouth, and then I was like, the whole day.
It was really good just to have that in my mouth.
Yeah.
It really made me feel like my character. And it's
Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain in 1
Yeah.
second.
Love that movie. I love that movie. I
Really?
remember the
That one is-
first time I watched it, I went out with my friends later and I was looking at them with different eyes. By the way, thank you, midwife Tanya, for your 10 euros donation.
Oh yeah, thank you.
That's
Woo!
your channel, guys. Go.
I'm used to.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah, we must
Why?
say that, just you guys know that always half of what you tip is going to NASA, our light tech / Twitch bitch.
Yeah.
So donate
Give more money. NASA
to
deserves
NASA. If it was Lord of the Lost, I would say nothing. I was like, nah,
Yes, of course.
they are rich as fuck. But it's for NASA, so
Okay, let's do it their way, Matteo. Everything that people tip today will be the budget for the next video, and you have to find a way to make it work. Then
you know I can.
I mean, he managed with the bear. He can manage also with the new budget. Don't worry.
Next
And
video
somebody
will
was
have
asking if
3
the
bears.
cigar in P's mouth was a real one or did you fake it? Actually, it was a real one and totally tastes like ashtray. And I smoke and it was tasting horrible.
Yeah,
And it's a modern
like
one, as
ass.
someone noticed on the YouTube comment section.
It's oh yeah, I
For
went.
who wrote that,
I
fuck you.
didn't travel back in time, and
Yeah.
Why didn't you have a cigar from 1864? I'm wondering.
probably too expensive. I don't know, but didn't find one in Hamburg.
That was the Clint Eastwood shot.
Yeah, it was.
yeah,
And
like the eye thing, like this.
Yeah.
it also helped with getting into character and being like, and the same thing with the thing in class mouth. The thing in my mouth helped me get into character as well. Yeah, but it was disgusting though.
Did you already
And
ask?
we actually had one of Santa's little helper that was in charge to light up the cigar and take a few drugs so it looked used for every single time that P had to repeat the scene.
Yeah.
Did you already answer these questions here? The other 2 questions here, like the Vendetta mask thing.
Nope.
No, we didn't answer.
I
that.
don't get it. What does it mean? Why didn't you use?
They
them?
mean the original
What-
from like V is for Vendetta, the movie.
Yeah.
The movie.
Oh, I haven't seen it. They have masks there.
Yes.
Yeah, but
And
it has
that's-
nothing to do with our Vendetta.
And there's your answer.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then I wouldn't.
And
was-
the scene with the dude with the leaf blower at the end was planned or improvised. Guys, this is up to you.
It was improvised.
Yeah.
I just
yeah, I
seen him
think.
doing that, and I thought like, wow. I thought it was me. I probably sorry if I'm not right, but I thought like
No,
we have
take
to
credit.
use it for this or whatever we put out in relation to this video. But it's so cool.
Let's say it was improvised and then planned because class said like,
Yeah.
hey, this is so cool, we might use it. So
Yeah, we did it a couple of times.
So
or
then
one
we
or two times.
so then we planned like, okay, let's shoot it sometimes more and put it as a post-credit scene because I love these Marvel style post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
And so it was first improvised, then planned.
There was also the question if we took some what is it, souvenirs from the video shoot, and I can say yes, of course. Like my hat,
Yeehaw!
for
And
example.
you're also wearing the shirt, aren't you?
Yeah, but this shirt we didn't use for the video itself.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You were naked.
You were supposed to wear the shirt.
Yeah.
And
then
take it off.
And then like topless with the apron, it just looked so much cooler. And
Why
there we
did that
go.
happen?
Actually, we planned
Because
that,
it looked better without.
yeah, and we came like before you actually decided to make the video longer. We already realized that it consumes too much time because we actually plan to have class with the shirt. Then it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's taking it off. Then he keeps on working and blah blah
Like
blah.
this kind of Diet Coke 80s advertising.
Yeah.
with the
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
with all the dripping sweat and whatever.
And talking about sweat, it wasn't that hot these days.
Nope.
So it was only like around 20 degrees. So we had to work on the sweat. What you
tried to
see,
get it.
you see the skin like glancing all the time. And we used some kind of gel from Crulan for it, which you actually put on the skin. And you look like sweaty all the
It
time.
works great.
It's great.
Permanent
I love
sweat,
that.
it's
It's
awesome.
like transparent jelly.
Which
thing.
is actually shit if you don't want that. Yeah, this is
Oh
what-
no, that is
No.
what I used on class to make the sweat on him.
Yeah,
bro, with me.
this is
Oil.
yeah, but this is what class uses for the body. It's just grill like barbecue oil.
Barbecue
for-
trend.
But for our faces, when you look at our faces, we have this gel, and then we mix it with some kind of brown
It's just aqua color, yeah.
Yes,
brown
I have
aqua
a
color.
comment for all the girls watching. When you actually see Klaus sweating all sexy and thing, he was actually like a steak on a barbecue. He was like sprayed with this grill thing. It was and smelling like a piece of meat.
Funny thing, I have no idea about that. I'm there with the camera, like blind.
So you didn't see me spray him with
No,
the
I
grill
have
thing?
no fucking
Okay.
clue.
Yeah, that happened.
I thought someone said, Flambe says, I thought that leaf blower bonus was a homage wink to Full Metal Horror.
No, but you're right that at the end of Full Metal Horror, I think, is it me cleaning up the place?
Yes,
Yeah, it's you cleaning.
you cleaning up the floor.
No, but it's more like a thing that we just love these post-credit scenes things, and we just love to put stuff like little Easter eggs in the credits and in the video, and I'd really love to do actually more and more of them. And it was super inspiring to me when Iron Maiden released their first video now for their upcoming album. It's a full cartoon style video, and they have like, I don't know how many, but they ask fans to find them, like, let's say more than 100 Easter eggs in it, because it's all like you see like cartoon figures on motorcycles driving through the desert and whatever. And if you like freeze frame it, like frame by frame, you see like on a little rock on the desert, you see like one, I don't know, figure of an album cover. And then like a couple of frames later, you see on some street sign, you see another symbol that was used in their, let's say, third album on booklet page 5 or whatever, you know, like on this kind of level. And actually, I'm not spending a lot of time like checking out other bands' stuff, because it just consumes too much time to be creative on my own. But in this, I was like getting through all these comments by people with all these screenshots, and I was so amazed what they did in that video. You really need to check that out. I think it's called, is it the Writing on the Wall?
Writing on the Wall,
yeah, I watched
and
it.
it's
now available as SFX version with special effects while the music is playing.
Yeah, with special effects sounds, right?
Yeah, special effects sounds, right.
And it's so full of Easter eggs, and I want that as well. I want to Lore of Lost video one day where we put so much stuff that people need like an entire day to find things. But that's a lot of work to create.
And actually, there is somebody that is asking how you came out with the Full Metal Horror video, which is not related to Viva Vendetta, of course, but it's kinda.
No problem.
And basically, I think it's just because we needed the floor wet at all times during that video shoot to have these sort of reflections that we liked in the camera. And so we had to mop the floor and actually make it wet like after every take, pretty much, because in the meantime it would get dry again. And I think that once when we were doing that, Chris had this idea that he wanted himself mopping the floor after the ending credits, and we were like, of course, yeah, sure, let's do that.
By the way, Katushka483 tipped €5. So
thank you, Katushka. And a really important thing someone wrote in the chat. Fun fact, I work in a hospital in the delivery room, and we had 5 baby boys called Matteo in 1 week. That's really important.
All your kids.
Nice.
All of mine, yeah.
Do you need to tell me something?
No,
or?
I don't.
Okay, good.
No, they've seen the video and they were so amazed by the work of that director that they wanted to call them the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably.
Maybe.
It's incredibly cool that it's a question here. You watch like a movie, worry about each character, and wait for the sequel. Will be a continuation of this amazing Judas saga. Well, speaking about continuations, you need to ask yourself, like, which is part 1 actually? And we still have this thing that what we say that Priest and For the No Not What They Do can build a circle somehow, because one video ends where the other begins. Also, you totally can relate it to Viva Vendetta. What was most interesting for me was that many people commented like, oh, Viva Vendetta seems to be the prequel to these stories, although I think that Priest and For They Know Not What They Do took place in a much older time, than actually 1871 or like Wild West time. That was interesting. But to answer your questions, we don't really know yet. We have plans for more Judas album videos, which play with the elements of the Judas cross and things happening, of course. But we did not really plan to have like the typical thing with like having Alex in her like main role again. Let's see, maybe.
I mean, the answer is yes. There's gonna be a more Judas video, and there is also gonna be a sequel kind of video. But that's everything, I guess, that we can say.
Yeah,
If you say it like that, yes.
but not like in the style you might expect. We're not planning to make
It's
like one.
Is it ever?
No.
Yeah, well, with Priest and For They Know Not What They Do, it's kind of the same world. But it actually was the first time that we did that we have like two videos that could actually be the same video, I must say.
Yeah.
We have
And that
another
is-
tipper. Sorry, Chiara, keep on talking.
And that is actually the unexpected part, that you made two videos that go together as one, because you never did that before.
And there's actually like combining the Gospel of Judas and For They Know Not What They Do is the ritual circle, the heptagram with the J, because we also use that for the drum scenes. When you see Nick drumming in the Gospel of Judas, you see him in the same ritual circle where we are standing around in the For They Know Not What They Do video. So there's a connection. But that was just like a funny thing to do, actually. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
We have tippers now. Margit 2340 tipped
Yeah.
€25. Thank you very much. And
Thank you, Margit.
Margot 62 tipped €10, and she's
Fuck yeah.
NASA. So thank you very much, guys.
Okay, so far as I see, Matteo, right now you have $50 to create the next
Lord of the Lost video. I have a couple of ideas with $50.
Cool.
If we get to 100, we get maybe
What? Go and get a pizza?
double ideas.
Yeah, we
Do
have
you
food.
need the money up front or?
Yeah. First the money.
Okay, good.
Of course.
Very good.
There is a German question. Chiara, can you read it, please?
No.
No, please read
Easy
it.
as that.
Chiara.
No, I don't think so.
War es vornherein geplant, das Ende wieder mit Priest in Verbindung zu bringen, abgesehen von den Cowboy-Hütten, oder ist es spontan entstanden? Antwortet gerne auf Englisch, aber die Übersetzung bringe ich gerade nicht zustande.
Do you want to translate it, Matteo?
Yes, please. Because I was trying to read it properly, and I couldn't think also about what the fuck was meaning. So.
All right. The question is if it was planned from the beginning to have the ending of Viva Vendetta connected to Priest, apart from the cowboy hats, or is this a spontaneous idea? Well, actually, I must say, this was not planned at all, and I did not even see a connection to Priest until someone commented on it, because what we had in mind was like like our main character, Alex, I wanted to say the wrong name again, leaving town with these 5 lonely cowboys that are not lonely anymore, which give you the chance to interpret it both ways. Like, did she doom them or kill them or whatever? Now they're dead or whatever, or did she save them? You can see it both ways. Did she make them her army in a good way or in a zombie bad kind of way? But we didn't connect it to Priest. But now that you say it, like, you have the beginning of Priest, you have those 5 dark, or it's actually 4, running around in the forest. Yeah, you can see a connection with there, but it wasn't planned. And I must say, some say, oh, it's 4 guys and Alex leaving town. No, it's 5. Please look closely. There's 5 guys. And I must say one thing here. Actually, we planned a drone shot of this scene where you see us leaving town and you see Alex going here, leaving town, and us following her like that. 5 guys, one in the middle, then in that shape. So you have her here and us here. So actually the final scene should have been that drone shot. So we are shaping a V here for Viva Vendetta. and we actually filmed that, but we couldn't use it
because Matteo didn't like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but and Matteo didn't like it because it didn't look good, because the slow-mo didn't work on that as we wanted it for technical reasons, so we didn't use it.
Yeah,
But
I mean, the idea was good. The idea was really good. The V shape was nice. Just
long story short, there's no continuation to Priest, but if you want to see one, yeah, why not? That's very interesting. Didn't think about that. So
Red
yes,
Dragon says to you, Matteo, in Germany, something my head would never properly process ever. Red Dragon, I'm with you on that one.
Wieso?
But
You
Chiara,
did the.
Chiara, you told me that you like Matteo to speak German in bed. Do you?
Oh yes, that's my fetish. Everybody has one. So Twitch, please, now you know mine. I love Italian men speaking bad German.
Ja.
Me too.
Ja, sicher.
Ja.
Ja. Let's not go there.
Sicher, Digi.
Because otherwise I start to do it. No.
Oh ja, ja.
Oh yeah.
Ja, jawohl.
Lord of the Lost, you did the LOTL Viva Vendetta experiment. Is it okay for you that maybe Yanni Pinu, for example, maybe... Pehu! Not Pinu. Yanni Pehu, for example, maybe makes an official single of that song. I really like Yanni so much.
What?
Can Yanni Penu make a Pehu?
Well,
make an official single.
It's actually an interesting question, and also some of the artists taking part in the song experiment ask if they could make this thing like a single or like a lyric video or something, and the answer in this case, for legal reasons, is actually no. No, it's not actually no. It's no, because it's still, no matter how you turn it, it's still a Lord of the Lost song with the vocal feature. So it's Lord of the Lost featuring blah, 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 blah. So whatever you do, no record label in the world, even not Napalm Records, would say like, yeah, why not? Maybe it's not a Lord of the Lost song anymore because you were singing on it. So just take it and make it your single. This doesn't work for so many contract bound ways in the background, blah, 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 and digital distribution ways, and just doesn't work. No.
Die Antwort ist nein.
Ja, nein.
And Frau Mangold tip 20 euros, guys.
Geil, ja sicher.
Gold.
Geil, Alter.
Thanks.
The budget is growing.
If we would have not do if we would have not did do
if we did
the long
do
try done.
Why can't even speak it. You know what I mean.
Or trying German.
No, if we didn't do the long version of the video of the song, you could just copy paste every version of the song on top of that video. You know, every
yeah.
But now it's not possible anymore. So
yeah, we actually this would have been so interesting. We were checking with YouTube, because on YouTube you can actually watch movies and you can select the language, like
that would have been
on
funny.
DVD and Blu-ray. So there's a way in the YouTube engine, and our record label Napalm. Oh, so they had something to do with the video. They checked with YouTube, and the answer was like they just like in a beta version, like trying this with a certain amount of channels, and they couldn't like on a quick run do it with the Napalm channel. So it wasn't possible for now, but it would have been so funny that you could actually
choose that would have been so much fun. Yes.
But now, since the song is longer, it just
doesn't work.
So
no.
But it would have been nice. There's an interesting question which can be answered like very easily, and I need to say we are so cool all together that we did it all real. How much of the smaller details were in post-production? For example, the medal for blacksmithing being red hot, the J cross showing in various ways for each character, etc. So that's
all real.
The only CGI visual effects here was just the eyes getting black.
Yeah.
Like the medal, it was just glowing. It was really like.
It was hot.
But it was still my question, maybe because I looked right into the light and I've seen the cross. I was worried that it cools down too fast and the glowing gets away too fast. but maybe it
Sure.
was because my position looking into the light and just seeing not enough. Did you push it up a little, the glowing, or was it?
No.
No,
Ah,
no.
that was
I
literally
mean,
just
from one
push.
side, of course, it was more evident because of the light, and when I was behind your back, it was less evident because you're against light. So it's
Yeah,
more
that's
like
what I was thinking, because it
it's
looks
it's
so
a shadow, but you got still the orange border.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I didn't push. I just did a general.
No, we did it all
correction.
real. All the
Yeah.
J's appearing somewhere on some objects and something.
As we already said, the wound is made out of silicone or latex or something. The J, the burning J in front of the jail, is
Oh yeah, there was a
it's
rope.
real. It was a rope drenched in
Gasoline.
gasoline.
That was fun because we couldn't use it
Yeah.
that often because like after 3 times putting it in gasoline, it was just burned, and we just had like two ropes, so we could do like 6 shots
Yeah, true.
of the
And
burning.
the J in the book. The J in the book.
Jane, the book was already there, and we just put some fake blood in there, and then there was the J in the log, where that was actually made in between
With a
in
little-
between shooting
little
scenes,
salt.
and then filled with blood again.
I did it with a flex, like bzzzt, 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 like kind of painting it in the wood. There was a lot.
So yeah, at the end, the only two things that are special effects are the black eyes and Chris S.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
used
had
a
like
stunt double for that.
yeah, which was Chiara.
Yeah,
Which was-
always.
yeah.
Yeah,
If I turn around, you can see it.
yeah, totally.
By the way,
Yeah.
oh, sorry,
Thank
we
you,
have
Deathless Lily.
yeah, we have another tipper. Deathless Lily tipped 15 euros.
First thing I read was deathless illness.
Yeah,
The deathly illness.
Deathless
It's
Lily.
like, oh,
So
That's
guys,
a nice username.
so friends out there, we will be on for like another 10 minutes or something. So if you have
Yeah.
questions that you want to have answered, especially like on the Viva Vendetta, or if it's like general questions to VDPictures or Lord of Lost,
General questions.
ask them now.
Yeah,
or also older videos.
Yeah, or also about the Bible or something.
Oh yeah, anything, or
Goes here.
personal life of the band members
Yeah, sure.
of other bands.
there was
Not-
the question
not of
about the Bible from Jared, but I don't know what it was.
Oh, so if who has it now? I think
Ah,
that
right.
you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
have it.
Yeah, it's in our Lord of Lost possession.
I think we have it, and we have lots of things from other video shoots. And what we're planning is like around Christmas, a couple of weeks before, we want to do another Lord Shop takeover live stream for a couple of hours. And we were thinking about some kind of the Lord of Lost bullshit box or so, because we have like boxes left. And we put like stuff from all these video shoots and stuff we have left, like those cowboy hats or whatever. We put it in there. And yeah, kind of make some shop things, like from a certain amount of order, blah blah blah, you get stuff.
Or you can do a mystery box auction.
Yeah.
You just do a
Yeah.
big box with random stuff. Nobody knows what's inside there, and you just put the mystery box on eBay and see what
And
happens.
We put class in it.
Why
Wundertüte.
not?
Yeah.
It might be in there. The point is nobody knows.
Yeah,
So-
it's Schrödinger's class.
By the way, Manuela Lutolf tipped 5 euros. Thank you very much.
Fuck yeah, and Kung Fu Sock to 10
Yeah.
euros.
Woo!
Mateo, the
So
video
nice.
is getting
Thank you
more
very
and
much.
more expensive.
Awesome. Cool.
Ah,
Come on.
Mateo
on,
Vidiva
more,
asked
more.
a question which I cannot possibly answer. Who do we raid?
Yeah, right. We have to see. You can put something in the comment if you say like, oh, there's a cool person, woman, man, or something in between, or animals, whatever. And
Animals, please.
if we appreciate it and want to support that artist or streamer, then we do. It's a Mark Hoppus from Blink-182. What the fuck?
Yes.
I just checked for Mr. Hoppus, and he is not online. I mean, we should do
And
it
we
with
can't rate him.
Christina.
Yeah, there is
Scabia?
also Soulbound.
Yeah, Christina Scabia is online.
Ah,
chatting.
That's right, her.
she's
do we have-
nice.
do we have-
That's
Do we have Soulbound online at the moment?
Yeah, let's rate Soulbound.
let's-
Then
come
we
on.
have
let's
to
rate the
rate
soul- yeah.
Soulbound.
Right, Soulbound.
yeah. Then we
let's
do that.
Someone is asking, what does the background choir in Born with a Broken Heart sing? I tried with every language I know, but I couldn't make sense. Are there real words or just syllables?
Both.
We actually my first idea was like to take the first lines from the Holy Father prayer in like real old Aramaic language, and then I thought it might be considered to be not respectful to take that, especially from Jews.
Mhm.
So I kind of changed it a little and made a mixture of old Aramaic and a little of like Lord of the Rings black speech, like a little fantasy language to make it sound like old Aramaic, and it sings like Nitheka and blah blah blah.
Dashimo.
Dashimo. So it has this old Aramaic vibe to be this prayer, but it's not real old Aramaic. And of course, if it would have been old Aramaic, we would have failed to sing it correct. So it was on every way, it was like a nice thing to make it, give it the aesthetics of that language, but not actually take it. Some people commented like, "Is that Japanese?" We were like, "Yeah, this is what the J stands for Judas. It's actually Japanese."
Japan.
Japanese Judas.
Oh, that could be an idea for another video.
What, a Japanese Judas?
No, like an old
Kung Fu movie.
Kung Fu movie.
Oh,
Oh,
yes. Like Tiger and Dragon flying over houses
yes.
and fighting.
That's for the €100 budget thingy.
Easy.
Now we got it.
There's a question I don't get. Maybe
I don't
one
get
of
it
you
either.
no reaction. YouTube people react on the gang shout. I'm wondering, have you seen any reaction on it? I hope you name the people in the outro.
Yes.
Actually, the name of the gang shoutout on Viva Vendetta are named on the album.
There is a full page.
This is what it's about. Yeah.
I think so.
But like when YouTubers react to a song and they just hear no, these effects can be done by so many things, not just by like really 384 or whatever people singing that. So I don't wonder why no one reacts to that.
Yes.
Because how should they know that it was actually like a couple of hundred fans doing that,
Yeah.
So
Like me and Tony being the cheerleaders in the Hell Boulevard song.
oh, you
There
did
is
the
a song on El
cheerleaders?
Boulevard album where we need like a cheerleader's scream part.
Yeah.
And at the end was me and Tony, our assistant and friend, repeating this for 600 times, like, and then pitching down and up. But cheerleaders were me and Tony.
Nice.
Yes.
What's the name of the song?
Don't look at me,
No. Speak of the Devil is the end of Speak
Alright,
of the Devil.
okay.
Give me a D. That's
Yeah, that one, right?
Yeah.
So that was you and Tony. Nice.
yeah, it was me and Tony being cheerleaders.
All right, so I know who to ask.
Alright.
We need some,
Yes.
some gang
Of
shout action.
the
Yep.
devil.
So how much the video is gonna cost at the moment? 100? Are we at
I
100?
think like 110 maybe or something.
That's good.
Yeah,
Actually,
something like
somebody, Darkona, tipped €5. Nadimonia tipped €13. So
thank you very much.
Get in there.
thank you. The budget is getting higher. The Kung Fu video is gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
And
no.
the very last question goes to VDPictures. And that's going
Yes.
to be the last one for today. Which song from Lord of Lost would you really love to make a video for?
La Bomba.
All right.
No.
No, the video for La Bomba is beautiful.
No, it's
so
beautiful. I love that video.
it's perfect as it is. Dang.
Now he needs to think about Lord of Lost song names. He doesn't know any.
He goes like, how is that one that goes like?
No, it's difficult. Oh yeah, I don't know. Actually, I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I don't give a fuck, but
would be funny.
I give it to you.
He loves that
I
song.
don't- It's one of these empowering songs. Really, I fucking love that song. That and "Kill It with Fire" are one of those songs when I go to Lord of the Lost shows and they start with like "Kill It with Fire," and it all, you know, my brain forgets about all the videos we did together, all the shows I played with them, all the photos, the graphic stuff. They are
just
just a
starts
fucking
fangirling.
awesome band on stage. It's "Kill It with Fire" makes me that. It gives me that.
Thank you very much. Grazie.
Thank
You're really
So,
welcome.
There's one more question I need to answer because I wanted to say it anyway. It's when is the next solo Q&A gonna happen? That's in exactly 1 week on August 27th. It's a solo Q&A with me. And thank you, Chiara, Matteo.
Thank you guys
Thank
for
you for
having us.
having us.
So
Thank you.
You'll be getting a mail in a couple of days, maybe I think
With
over
the
weekend.
invoice.
With the invoice, no, with the next ideas for.
No, you'll be getting the invoice for the all the tips for today, so we can put it together in the budget for the next.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Jawohl.
And now we're heading to Soulbound.
Soulbound.
Yes.
And please all go there and comment that their band sucks.
Suck, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, everybody, Soulbound suck.
Yes.
They know it. They know
And
it.
thank you everyone for watching and listening and asking and tipping
Yeah.
and stuff.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Howdy.
Thank you, nice people.
Howdy.
Howdy, partners.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Reingehauen.
Cheers.
Keep on watching Viva Vendetta on YouTube.